Merry Christmas Eve. So, anyway, before we get into this, I just want to read 3 things about Krampus. I don't know if a lot of you guys know about Krampus, but I'm big into that kind of stuff. I'm into history, plus I'm Germanic, I'm Bohemian, I'm Norse, and I'm Celtic, so I'm kind of into it. Welsh. But before that, remember when I was telling you that story about when I tried to save those cats? One of them burnt out apartment that was probably making meth, and I got caught because that lady was probably trying to buy drugs or something from my stepdad or whatever, told on me, and he got me, spanked me, hit a belt buckle, there was a knife, and he was beating the crap out of me so much, Sam split, and it flew out, and I guess it hit me in my arm, remember? I was like 5, 6 years old, and pulled it out, I was bleeding everywhere. He got me pacing around, he got ace bandage, and bandaged it up, and that was it. And I guess like a week later, I'm outside playing, and people saw the ace bandage, and the Asians next door to us asked me what happened. I guess this is, I don't, this is secondhand information told to me because I don't remember, but this part. But I guess then I said, I told them what happened, and then they called CPS, which then led to that whole story. And I do remember being in a place called Orangewood, which is like, I mean, every little place has one. It's like Polinsky houses, San Diego, Orangewood. This was happening in Orange County, California at the time. And trying to remember, but it was there for a little while, you know. And I got chicken pox there, and I think it was on holidays, and could be Christmas. I think most likely it was Christmas, and we had to watch. We got a bunch of us got chicken pox at the same time, and we put us together for like kind of like herd immunity style, and so like while other people got to like, you know, go outside and play and do all these activities, me and a couple other kids, we got to go around with the girls and stuff that were around the same age, and we all kind of hung out together and had to put socks on our hands so we wouldn't be doing all kind of stuff, and we watched Lion King over and over and over again. I remember that because it was so ingrained in my brain. And I remember like wishing that I was with my family and that things were better and different, but also grateful that I was there and got to at least spend time with some people, or, you know, experienced that I wasn't alone in the experience, and that was kind of comforting to me. And I hope that me sharing that right now is kind of comforting to somebody right now that's going through something. And but at the time, remember I was telling that story, and at the time I was walking around running errands, and I had a sweater and stuff on, and it wasn't easy access for the scar that I was going to try and show you guys. But I'm living from the south, but living up here, I mean, I'm always kind of pale. I never really got tan. I always, you know, turn red like a lobster and then peel and then go right back to the albino that I was. So, you know, more like pinkish kind of. But now that I've been like up here, like, you know, I'm more white than like Edward is in Twilight, right? And like, so I'm like, you probably like more translucent, like whiter than Gasper status. But like, I'm trying to show you here. I got this baby blood red marker, trying to show you so you can see it more easily, because it's right here. So you can't see it, it's kind of faint. And it looks more like a burn, but I try to get a lot of these scars covered up because I was subconscious about them. Right here too. I mostly got sleeves because I used to be a cutter. Right? Of course he was. It's right there. Right? So that's the scar. Now you see the scar, Mufasa. Alright, so, you know, like I said, though, there is always something to be thankful for. And, you know, I had a lot of buddies that were tattoo artists, so, right, yeah, I use tattoos for frizzle, my nose, right? The other part, you know, I also need to get these covered up because I got a bunch of scars on these, so I'm trying to get these all covered up. Anyway, pretty soon it will happen. But I'm trying to find the real story of Krampus, and it's kind of hard to find. And so mostly it's more like interjection. People like the summary of like the Cliff Note versions, kind of. And so they kind of want you to get the book, probably on Amazon. But we're not doing that right now. So we're just going to read you a couple things, and then we're going to read you something about George Washington on Christmas. And then I hope you guys have a good one. But the first one we went here to Mythology Wiki, which is like WikiLeaks, but for like mythology kind of stuff. And they do have Greek mythology, Roman mythology, Egyptian mythology, Norse mythology, Celtic mythology, and other mythology. So they cover it all. Right? And so we're on Krampus. And with Krampus, in Central European folklore, Krampus is a horned anthropomorphic, I can't say that word, figure who accompanies Saint Nicholas during the Christmas season and who punishes bad children. During the Christmas season, punishes children who have misbehaved, in contrast with Saint Nicholas, who rewards the well-behaved with gifts and doesn't say no to them when kids just want a Nerf gun. Santa, mall Santas, talking to you. Don't do that. That's Krampus' job. You're taking other people's jobs. And it's time. Can't be doing that. Appearance. Krampus is described as hairy, half goat, half demon, who has one hoof and one foot. His hair is usually brown or black. His hooves are cloven, and a long, pointed tongue rolls out of his fanged mouth. Krampus carries chains, thought to symbolize the binding of the devil by the Christian church. He thrashes the chains for dramatic effect. The chains are also sometimes accompanied with bells of various sizes. Of more pagan origins are the rootin, bundles of birch branches that Krampus carries and with which he occasionally swats children. Spare the rod, you spoil the job. Let's say Jewish proverb. The rootin may have had significance in pre-Christian pagan initiation rites. The birch branches are placed with a whip in some representations. I remember when I was little, my sister used to scare the shit out of me. She had a whip and she would go and had this mask on. I remember like almost like a werewolf. It scared the crap out of me. They sometimes when her were trying to do the hanky panky, they put it on the door right there because I wouldn't go anywhere near it. Yeah, that was like 3 or 4 at the time. Sometimes Krampus appears with a sack or a basket strapped to his back. This is to ward off evil children for drowning, eating, or transport to hell. Some of the older versions make mention of naughty children being put in a bag and taken away. This quality can be found in other comparisons of St. Nicholas, such as Zwarte Piet. Krampus Night. The feast of St. Nicholas is celebrated in parts of Europe on 6th of December. On the preceding evening of December 5th, Krampus Night, or Krampusnacht, the wicked hairy devil appears on the street, sometimes accompanying St. Nicholas and sometimes on his own. Krampus visits homes and businesses. Oh, he visits businesses too. There are Costanza, no Krampus today. The saint usually appears in the Eastern Rite vestments of a bishop, and he carries a golden ceremonial staff, unlike North American versions of Santa Claus. In these celebrations, St. Nicholas concerns himself only with the good children, while Krampus is responsible for the bad, the naughty, and the nice list. Now you know what that comes in. A lot of this is like the telephone game. Remember when you're a kid and say something, blah, 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 and then by the time it gets back, right, it's all distorted and can juxtaposed into something else. Same kind of stuff, right? That's what happens kind of like throughout the ages, right? Almost like with languages. So it gets lost in translation. Same kind of stuff, right? The Krampus love is a customary to offer a Krampus schnapps, a strong distilled fruit brandy, which I like peach, you know, it's fine. I like peaches. These runs may include the Perchton, similarly wild pagan spirits of Germanic folklore and sometimes female representation. Although the Perchton are often properly associated with the period between winter solstice and the 6th of January, which is around now. The time is now. Celebrations and traditional parades and such events, the Krampus off, English, the Krampus run. Young men dressed as Krampus participate. Almost like what we do here is we do like the Santa run or stuff like that, right? Kind of the same kind of thing. But we're so soft and mellow and jelly and so marshmallows, and we gotta have everything so soft and pretty and everything else. But the Europeans are savage and barbarians and they punch and get out of it. Same kind of stuff. Such events occur annually in most alpine towns. Krampus is featured on holiday greeting cards called the Krampus Garden, which means Krampus cards. Costumes. Costume characters are a central part of the Krampus celebrations. These characters include Krampus, St. Nicholas, the Woodsman, angels, and other old women. As Krampus is half goat and half demon, the costume normally shares certain primary elements such as a fursuit, horns, demon mask, and hooves. Like a minotaur. Props commonly used are bells, a birch switch, basket worn on the back, chains, walking staff, almost like the Little Red Riding Hood. Walking staff and a horsehair or hemp flogger. The most traditional Krampus costumes are made from goat, sheep skins, animal horns, and hand-carved masks. Most often, they are made with wooden and less costly materials such as fake fur and latex masks. The revival of tradition. In the aftermath of 1923 election in Austria, the Krampus tradition was prohibited by the Dollfuss regime under the Fatherland Front and the Christian Social Party. Oh, so all these Christians over here trying to be scared of socialism, and it's their kind of like their thing. Oh, it's kind of weird, huh? Almost like people need to get back to their basics and know their history, and right? Oh, that's kind of weird. In the 50s, the government distributed pamphlets titled Krampus is an Evil Man. Towards the end of the century, a popular resurgence of Krampus celebrations occurred and continues today. The Krampus tradition is being revived in Bavaria as well, along with other